Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to The Morning Rush. It's a lot of pressure on me sitting next to a wordsmith like you.
George.
My name is Fred Ridley, and on behalf of the membership of Augusta National Golf Club, I'd like to welcome you to the 89th playing of the Masters Tournament. Thank you for being with us.
It's very, very hard to explain.
It's hard to put into words.
It's just a very special place.
Even to this day, driving up Magnolia Lane, it just gives me chills.
There's a reason certain places make us feel a certain way.
Next, 50 years after his 5th green jacket, we proudly welcome back our 6-time Masters champion and one of golf's great icons. His historic record at the Masters has provided some of the tournament's most memorable moments. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Nicklaus.
It's a destination for anyone who loves golf to watch their dreams come true.
Everyone's a potential champion at sunrise. At sunset, the list is shorter. Day one is time to make sure you're on the right side of that reckoning, because it'll be a long wait until you get another chance. It is Thursday at the Masters.
This is The Morning Rush.
I said, Georgia.
Ah, the real one, Colton. Thank you. All right, Tom, did you wake up and watch the old guys whacking around a little bit?
I had not seen that yet, but that to me the honorary start and all of those that steeped in tradition is really what the Masters is all about. It's one of the best moments of the week at Augusta is watching the guys do the honorary start. I love that part of the tournament.
Well, the tournament is well underway this morning. Scotty Scheffler will tee off in about 13 minutes from now. A couple other guys have got going. I am a big fan of Min Woo Lee. I really locked on to him at the Waste Management. He's a bro. I like how he entertains the crowd. So of all the golfers this week, and I know that like McIlroy, Scheffler, Morikawa, Matsuyama, Cantlay, Lowry, Hindley, I mean, you name it. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are above him in terms of odds to win. I am going for Min Woo Lee this week. I hope he dominates in Augusta. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that is my guy this week as the Masters gets going here.
That's your official pick.
That's the guy I want to win. There's no way he wins, but that's the guy that I want to win. By saying that it is Golfers Day, by the way, so hopefully you get to take in some golf today. I've already seen some setups from some of our listeners, some of our partners here, like Trey Gentry of Swark Liquor sent me this video of him and his setup. He's got 2 TVs set up. He's got Masters gear everywhere. I know that we talk about the NCAA tournament being Thursday and Friday being a non-productive day for a lot of employees across the country. I don't know if this today and tomorrow necessarily reach that, because I feel like that tournament reaches a lot more than this one. But this is still one of those things that affects a lot of people in the workforce, because they don't pay attention necessarily to what they would be as diligently with their everyday work.
Well, it is on the TV here this morning, so if I appear on the live stream a bit distracted, it's hard not to hang on every word that Ty is delivering to the audience, and sometimes I get very intensely locked in on that. But I might have one eye turned over here to the TV to my left that does have ESPN on that's following the coverage. That's where we begin today on a Thursday. We're brought to you by Wheels RV. The NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party is this weekend in Rogers. They've got all the big brands that Moix RV and Wheels RV are teaming up to bring to you at special pricing, RV show pricing this weekend in Rogers. It's going to be on West Pauline Whitaker Parkway. If you know where Nukes is at, it's going to be right behind that. Parking makes it really easy. You'll see Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina Vibe, Winnebago, and more, all there. On-site financing. They're going to have bounce houses for the kids, so they'll have fun there as well, food trucks, and a whole lot more. It's the NWA RV Show, an outdoor party, the 12th and the 13th this weekend, West Pauline Whitaker Parkway behind Nukes and Rogers.
You're in Phoenix, Arizona this morning, which is it's mountain time, right? It's not Pacific. Or
it's 7:05 a.m. here, so you tell me.
So it is Pacific. It is Pacific time. So
I think that it is mountain, because everything here is listed as Mountain Standard Time. They don't observe daylight savings time.
All right, that's
or it's MST. What would MST be?
It's mountain.
Is the S standard, or I know it's mountain, but is it standard or daylight savings?
Don't get into the nitty gritty.
I can just tell you, it's 7:05 a.m.
Okay.
Here.
Did you text Colton and I this last night? I guess we can call it the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, where Landon Bileshees is going to join us in just one sec. Did you actually go to the Thunder Suns games last night, or were you just yanking her leg?
No, I didn't go. I told you I wasn't going to go, but I rolled into town, and I'm watching these team buses roll in. Right across the street from my hotel is, they call it the Footprint Center, I think now.
That's what the arena's called?
I think, yeah, it's had a variety of names. It's where the Suns play. I mean, the back entrance is literally 30 yards, not even 30 yards, 100 feet from the door of the hotel. And then down the road, maybe an 8-iron. Driver for you, 8-iron for me, is Chase Field. They were playing the Orioles when I arrived yesterday. They were in the 6th inning at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon is a getaway day. So I asked the guy at the valet stand, hey, who they playing tonight? He looked. He said, yeah, they're playing the Thunder. I said, no way. So I texted Isaiah, and I had an event. I couldn't go even if they'd had a ticket or something for me, but did not go. I had an event I was committed to. But, yeah, they played the Thunder right across the street. And I'm shocked, being the big Thunder fan you are, you hang on every one of their games, you didn't say, hey, the Thunder are going to be in Phoenix the same day you're there. I can't believe you didn't give me a heads up.
They didn't win last night. I'm going to be honest. I did know they were.
The Suns are terrible, is the word on the street here.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent, and yet they haven't come together. I did not inform you about that. I honestly forgot they were in Phoenix.
Know.
I didn't know.
You don't watch it.
That's not true.
Fan.
That's not
You're
true.
You're a fake fan. You're a fake fan.
But I did not remember that. All right, let's get away from criticizing me and give some credit to a guy that's a part of the #1 team in college baseball. Landon Bileshees now joins us on the Morning Rush.
First, in the pitch is down and in, called strike 3. What a beauty from Landon Bileshees. 1, 2, 3, top of the first inning, and he ends it with a strikeout. 2-2, the pitch from Bileshees. He struck him out swinging. Bileshees faced some trouble in the 5th, but he makes it through. What a breaking ball he just threw in there. What a pitch. Next pitch, slider.
All right, Landon, we've synced up your...
Struck him out swinging. Bileshees got him. And he strikes out 7 batters in 5 innings.
This is the opening drive.
All right, Landon, we synced up your walk-up song with a couple highlights you had this season as we welcome you in this morning. So what is your nickname around the club? Is it just Cheese? Is that what you've been going by since you got here to Fayetteville?
Yeah, so honestly, in the world of baseball, since I was maybe in high school, I've gone by Cheese. Like, that's just what everyone calls me because of my last name. It kind of sounds like Bileshees, but kind of randomly in the Sunday game against Vanderbilt where we swept, Coach Van Horn pulled out the nickname Juice, and no one really knows where he got that from, but people have kind of been running with that now. So it's right now it's sort of a combination between Cheese and Juice.
Okay, we'll refer to you as both this morning. So give us a sense, Columbus, Ohio, you're an Ohio kid, you come down. I know Columbus is a big town. People don't realize how big it is. I know House of Ohio State where you were at, but kind of give us a sense of what it's been like coming from Ohio and then being here in Fayetteville and just the initial start to conference play and everything that's led up to it for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been a lot different. Like, Columbus is awesome. I love that city, and Ohio State was great as an Ohio kid. That's kind of a dream come true, but they have a saying down here where it just means more. And you come down to Fayetteville, and everything's Arkansas Razorbacks, whereas in Columbus, there's kind of a lot of other stuff going on. But it is cool here, where especially during baseball season, like, you're pretty much the primary focus of everyone in this town's life. So that part's pretty cool.
Landon, I'm a golf guy. and I've gotten into simulator golf and looking at spin rates and looking at all the things, a flight scope or a TrackMan and those kind of things can provide a golfer. It's gotten very analytical. Baseball's been that way for a little while now. Take us inside the lab, because I think more of our audience can maybe understand today, because I think we got a lot of guys listening that play golf and have been to simulators. There's a lot of the same kind of technology. Take us inside the lab and what you guys do there and how that's changed your approach to the way you improve.
Yeah. So, I mean, our biggest piece of technology that we use on a daily basis is TrackMan, kind of similar to the way it's used in golf, like ball flight. Hitters use it to see their exit velocities and their launch angles, and that's how you kind of see them maximizing their home run potential. But on the pitching side, it really tells you everything about how the ball is moving, obviously how fast it's going, horizontal, vertical movement, how much depth you get on a slider, how much carry you get on a fastball. So every pitcher is different, and every pitcher kind of uses that technology to sculpt their own arsenal into what's the most effective thing for them. So it's a great tool, especially for guys that are working on new pitches or trying to add velocity. There's a lot of good things you can use it for.
So when you read that data, I mean, I guess you have to learn how to adjust, or tell us what you and Matt Hobbs and other in the staff. I mean, when you see a number you like or don't like, how do you implement that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like the pitching guys here are obviously experts with all that stuff, so they kind of give you like tips and cues, like, hey, we want this number to be like this. But honestly, like when you get to this point in the season and you're competing every week, it's really just fine tuning, and you don't really want to be thinking about what your TrackMan numbers are doing when you're out there on the field competing. So there's definitely a fine line to it at this point in the year.
All right. I just think that's a cool part of it. I'm intrigued because I think, like a lot of golfers,
he wants to test out his golf swing on y'all's track. That's what he's saying, Landon. That's what he wants to come up. He wants to come up to the Hunt Center and test it out a little bit.
I would like to take a like a 9-iron or a wedge out there to home plate and see if I could clear the fin. That would be something I would be in on. So.
I think he.
I don't think Dave Van Horn would like it very much if you took a divot out of his sod, though.
Yeah, probably don't want to tear up the grass.
No, I don't think that'd get you in good graces with DVH.
Len, I gotta ask. So I don't know what y'all's baseball stadium in Columbus holds, but I mean, Baum Walker, you hadn't seen postseason yet, but there's gonna be 12,000 people here in regionals, and hopefully y'all move beyond that to supers, and then we'll see what happens if you go to Omaha. But I mean, how much of a difference is? I mean, to a certain extent, you're playing in a minor league ballpark. What's that change been like for you?
Yeah, it's honestly like a night and day difference. Like the fact that people actually care about baseball down in the South is pretty cool to me. Like just the game days in general, like driving to the field 4 hours before the game, and they're already lined up half a block down the street, and I've been told it's going to get crazier than that. But it just to see how many fans are engaged in the game, and I think the coolest part is the little kids in the stands, and like after the game, it's cool that how all those little kids will look up to you and ask you to sign stuff now until Vahiva Aloy walks by, then they'll forget about you real quick. But that part is cool. Just the fans in general, just having fans is pretty cool.
I want to we talked about transition from whether it's baseball stadium being in the South. There, you were, I think, what you would call the undisputed alpha of Ohio State's pitching staff last year. Now you're kind of one of the alphas, being a part of the rotation on the weekends. What is that dynamic? What has that change been like? And I know this program has built up just quite a resume. There's so many players that come in year out. What does that change in just level of talent that you get to participate and play with, game in, game out, done for you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, and it makes the game a lot easier. I kind of came from a place where you had to be perfect on the mound if you wanted to win the game, and here that's not the case, whether that's good or bad. But even if I do go out and have a bad start one day, the offense is going to score 10 runs and the bullpen's going to shut them down the rest of the game. Like that's just how it goes here. So it definitely takes a lot of pressure off you as a starting pitcher, and then overall baseball is a lot more fun when you're winning a game.
Now, you did hit in high school. Have you ever asked Dave if you could, or I should say Coach Van Horn, can you take BP? Hey, Coach, I can DH this game. It's just a midweek. Has that conversation ever come up?
No, I don't think that's ever come up. I don't think Coach Van Horn's very open to that. I think he kind of knows what he's doing, and he's been writing lineups for however many years. I think he's got that one handled.
You gotten in on any of this fishing out at Lake Norm there behind the fence? Are you an angler? Do you put a rod and reel in your hand?
Yeah, I've been out there a few times. I'm not very good. It seems like every time I go out there, I'm just throwing worms in the water. But I'm giving it a shot. The fish
rather than you're feeding them, not catching them.
Yeah, they're smarter than me.
Now I've been told. Clay's told us there's like an 8-pound bass in that place. I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard like Cam Koshel's told me he's caught some big ones in there, but he's definitely your guy when it comes to fishing.
So you only want to feed them worms. Let's not feed them any baseballs, right? That's what you don't want to feed them.
I try to, but the hitter's got enough of that. Get that done at least.
Juice, I need a point of clarification because I've heard it both ways, and I need you. And there's nothing on the website. I should have done my homework and asked Oliver prior to this interview. But is it Vital Cheese or Vital Cheese? I think it is
Cheese.
Okay, so I said it right. I thought I said it right, but I just wanted to. I heard it different ways a couple times. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to make sure that was how it was.
With a team that hits the ball so well. We always hear about they've staked the pitcher to this great lead. Landon, take us inside the mental aspect of, working with and pitching for a team that they can really put you at ease as a pitcher. I mean, I know it's just kind of thrown around in general terms, but really give us some insight that when you're maybe not off to the best start, knowing, hey, I've got some guys that can swing the stick, can settle you down a little bit when you're on the mound.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact for sure. It takes a lot of pressure off of you when it comes to strictly like winning the game. Like, okay, like last week, for example, against Missouri, like we scored a lot of runs pretty early, and I was like, all right, we're probably going to win this game if I can just keep going. And there's a flip side of it too, where I'm the type of pitcher where I'm my best when there's a lot of pressure. And when I know our offense is going to put up 10, 12 runs early on in the game, it kind of takes that good pressure off you as a pitcher. And, there's definitely a best of both worlds situation there. But, there's just two sides to that equation.
All right, Landon, before we let you go, by the way, Landon Biles, she's with us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Big series ahead, Athens, Georgia. You guys are taking on the Bulldogs. Wes Johnson, former pitching coach here in Arkansas under Dave Van Horn. I know you guys have really a big series in the SEC this weekend, but what's it going to take to pull at least 2 or 3 against the Bulldogs ahead?
Yeah, it's just a lot of what we've been doing. As a pitching staff, it starts on Friday night with Root, and he's done a great job of setting the tone. And, what he does really well is he gets to advantage counts very early, and he's really good at getting off the field and putting hitters away. So we just got to do a lot of that as an offense, just keep playing good team baseball, keep getting the big hit like we have been, and, not get ahead of ourselves, and every team's the same. And, Coach Hubbs has a quote that every team's nameless and faceless, and we're just playing baseball.
Well, Coach Van Horn calls him Juice. He's had the nickname Cheese for a while. His full name, Landon Biles Cheese. Again, Arkansas starting pitcher, kind enough to make some time for us this morning. Landon, we appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend in Athens, Georgia, okay?
Thank you guys very much.
All right, good stuff. I like the TrackMan stuff that you started out with. Question. It is crazy, Tommy, how much technology has changed the game. What pitchers, hitters, what they look at nowadays.
The only way I can relate, and I think there's not a lot, but there's some in our audience that not just play golf, but get on a simulator at Cart Path Social or place like. You can look at a ton of metrics. You can actually paralyze yourself with so much data. I wonder about that with pitching. Can you just
is it
you're worried
paralysis
by now? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just wonder that. Can you do the same thing in baseball the way that I can certainly lock myself up with golf? But there's so much data you can look at, and I find that scientific part of it, the analytical part of it, it's interesting to me because that's one thing I can at least understand. I don't know if I can really relate, but I can understand it. Hey, I get by Joe's Grill and Cantina. It is Throwback Thursday today. Take a trip down memory lane at Joe's. They're bringing the flavors that you love from Cuco's with you, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. For Throwback Thursday, you'll savor the classics of the old Cuco's dishes. You'll remember the Acapulco platter. They've got all sorts of things. And these are big, large platters. Maybe you could share or certainly have some to take home with you. And don't miss out on the delicious reunion that you'll get every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. That is your opening drive.
Did you hear the big news from one of the owners of Joe's Grill and Cantina? He wouldn't tell you this because he doesn't like the brand. Did you hear what happened to him last night?
No.
He hit a hole in one.
Did Wade got a hole in one?
Yeah, he hit it off the roof. Kind of a weird with the par 3 thing. He hits it off the roof. My man, and he was so lackadaisical about it. It was just like very nonchalant, like whatever. I was like, dude, you hit one off the roof into the hole. It was like 85 yards. So congrats to the big dog Wade and his hole in one last night.
Well, cool. I know that y'all had a Masters par 3. I hate that I missed out on that, but I'll have to send him a note here.
I played with your old reffing buddy, Danny Myers, yesterday. We had a good conversation. He had nothing good to say about you. I was defending you at every turn.
Don't doubt that at all. Hey, if you're going to head to Northwest Arkansas soon, stay at the Inn at the Mill. It's where we always stay. They've got a little room out back for Tide. The rest of us, one of their oversized suites that got plenty of room to work. Like I'm in a hotel room in Phoenix, and I've got all this space and a desk. Well, that's what I get at the Inn at the Mill. That's why I stay there.
It's bigger than New York, right? Bigger than New York one?
Well, just the area I'm doing the show from is bigger than New York right now. So you go to the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800. They'll set you up a reservation or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, when we return, we're going to hear more from John Calipari.
You'll want retention. We got it.
Woo! That's a tease for you. Hog Update coming up next here on a Thursday.
Hit that line.com for your daily fix. Arkansas Razorbacks and every word ain't mixed. Keep it tuned, keep it live, they never steer wrong. Morning's much brighter with this duo song. Crafty Richardson, the perfect blend. Morning rush together, they'll drive you till the end. From the south to the north, spreading that Razorback cheer. Every weekday morning, they're the voices you hear.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
I want to hear you. Go ahead.
You're fired. This is the Morning Rush.
Ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mama's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please text H2H Mystery to 44834 or call us at 479-452-2260. Heart to Heart's Mystery at the Forest, April 26th.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, do y'all know what time it is?
It's about 2:30.
Summertime.
It's that and a whole lot more.
And no matter what's happening, the Stadium Shop has what you need.
We have the best selection for showing off your Razorback spirit while on vacation, even Razorback swim trunks.
Graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, we have what you need for your event.
And we have what you need for that trip to Omaha.
Even a new line of hard shell luggage.
Also, Omaha tees, flags, bases, loaded hats, and the boppers.
And you can get them here at the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium. Or you can check us online at those WWNs.
Dad, let me do that before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, shoponrazorback.com.
And if you can't reach us there, call us at 479-STADIUM.
All from the only family, alumni-owned and operated Razorback store.
South of the North Pole.
Dad, please.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Papa.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Road Chevrolet and the Van Buren Boys and Girls Club are teaming up to make this Saturday a date to remember. Starting at 10, be there for cornhole games. You can shoot hoops. Plus, come by and see former Van Buren and Razorback standout Matt Jones. Be there as Road Chevrolet launches sales tax paid on select 2024 and 25 models, plus a chance to win $500 off any vehicle purchased. With every vehicle sold, Rhodes is donating a portion of the proceeds to the Van Buren Boys and Girls Club. Road Chevrolet this Saturday, 10 a.m. for fun, games, hot dogs, and big savings. 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren. Road Chevrolet. See dealer for details.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
They got to be great teammates. They got to add to what we're doing. They've got to want to get better. They got to want to be that next level. Help me as I tell them you're helping us. Let's make this about each other.
That was John Calipari in a video he released on social media yesterday talking about potential incoming transfer portal players that will arrive in Fayetteville. Now, as of 9:29 this morning, you have yet to get an official public, keyword is public, commitment or signee for Arkansas basketball. I'm still waiting on, I know you're wondering about the Malik Ewan kid from Florida State. I still think that Nick Pringle is going to be the first one based on some information I received that not just commits but signs first with Arkansas outside the Ratil kid, which is whatever month ago or whatever it was that happened. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago during the tournament. But Tommy, we're late in the week. I think you and I discussed it with Richard yesterday. He said maybe by the end of the weekend we hear something, but no, Arkansas fans are seeing other SEC teams. They're kind of like, well, when are we going to get ours, basically.
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind the dead period is just now coming out. Coming out of the dead period here today. It ends on the 10th, so I don't know if it ended at midnight this morning or if it's later on at some point in the day. But I know the dead period's over on the 10th, so you'll have a little bit more public activity, like you said, on that. Now that the dead period's over.
Yeah. Baseball-wise, we had a chance to check in with Landon Biles this last segment. We'll post that in our Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, and I thought he had some good things to say. Number one team in the country right now, but for rankings-wise, doesn't really matter to Dave.
I think the rankings it's good for the fans. It's good for college baseball. It's good for internet, talk, and, fun banter, whatever. But it's nice. It's respect for your program. So I appreciate that, but I'm not all about it.
Prior to last year, you didn't want the 1 seed heading into Omaha. Did Tennessee break that curse? Do you no longer care about being the number 1 overall seed potentially heading into postseason? Because I never wanted Arkansas to have it heading into any whether regional supers, whatever. And I know they've had it before, i.e. 2021, but I just don't feel that same way anymore after Tennessee broke the quote air quotes curse last season.
Yeah. So what's your question about? I'm trying to make
sure.
What
I'm saying is like like if they end up keep winning, like I don't feel that necessarily that pressure. There is pressure accompanied with being the number 1 team in the country, but we talked about it. 99 was the streak that Miami had back then, and then Tennessee finally.
Where do you die on a curse? What kills you on a curse? It's between your ears, right? You let the thought of it defeat you. So the curse isn't what beats you. The curse causes you to beat yourself. That's what I believe. And what do you believe? Do you believe an actual curse keeps you from winning? Or do you believe that the curse gets in your head and that's what keeps you from winning? Is what's between your ears.
I think it's a combination.
There is no combination. It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
I tend to legitimately believe like some things just are how they are and are set in stone, whether we want to believe that there's something impacting it or not. That's just how I take it and everything. I hope that I'm wrong in some cases, but I think there's realistic to that because I think there's Arkansas fans listening right now that think this athletics department is cursed. And they point to various things that have happened over the course of the athletics history of the program.
But when you're on the field and you're trying to catch a foul ball down the first base line, is the pressure of the moment and this curse and all these things, does that build – Colton, what do you think? Because I don't think the curse itself ever beats anybody. I think it's the thought of the curse, the little psychological warfare that goes on between your ears is what beats you.
Unless there's real voodoo dolls and witchcraft involved, I don't really believe in curses or anything like that.
Either.
Yeah, some golden idol or something. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I think, like you said, Tommy, it's all about those 6 inches in between your ears and whether or not you have the mental fortitude to overcome.
Yeah. So, I think, don't let that kind of stuff beat yourself. If Arkansas is number 1 and they get the number 1 overall seed, if they don't win the national championship, it won't be because of a curse. It won't be because of a curse. It will be because somebody, and that's the thing in baseball, until you get to the championship round, one game can do you in. Even I know it's a double elimination, but basically one game can do you in. So,
all right, that's your Hog Update. Tommy's in Phoenix. We're back here in Arkansas. Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 8-SPARKY.
Tommy, I don't know if you saw this text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Dr. Tyler in Fayetteville's daughter is a member of the Farmington girls basketball team, and evidently Brad Johnson, their coach, is leaving to take an assistant job with Kelsey Music here in Arkansas.
Well, that's not good news for Farmington. That's great news for Brad. Good for him. He has done a tremendous job. And that Farmington basketball job will be highly coveted because it has been a special place. But good for Brad. and that opportunity to go to the next level. Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something saucy, crunchy, cheesy, and delicious, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app. It's brought to you by Taco Bell, and you can find it in the Apple app or Google Play Store. Also brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. No matter what you need to get your job done, they've got it. Top quality aggregates like rock, asphalt, sand, and ready-mix concrete. And whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. Question of the day coming up next.
Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for problem gambling helpline.
Treasure trove of wisdom.
I am not going to quit having a Wellers a couple times a week, maybe 4.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Ride Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above the appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory. Inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Ride Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Papa.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Decisions aren't hard when no matter what you choose, you win. Like with Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Choose from the $5 classic box with iconic favorites like a beefy 5-layer burrito, the $7 Supreme box with the chicken chalupa supreme and more, or find new obsessions in the $9 Discovery box. Get yours at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Road Chevrolet and the Van Buren Boys and Girls Club are teaming up to make this Saturday a date to remember. Starting at 10, be there for cornhole games. You can shoot hoops. Plus, come by and see former Van Buren and Razorback standout Matt Jones. Be there as Road Chevrolet launches sales tax paid on select 2024 and 25 models, plus a chance to win $500 off any vehicle purchased. With every vehicle sold, Rhodes is donating a portion of the proceeds to the Van Buren Boys and Girls Club. Road Chevrolet this Saturday, 10 a.m. for fun, games, hot dogs, and big savings. 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren. Road Chevrolet. See dealer for details.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Let's go Masters theme today for the Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by CartPath Social. It's on the TV now for all of us. We're watching as Sports Center's cutting in for some early coverage. Where does the Masters rank for you, kind of on your list of annual sporting events? Is it 1? Is it 3? Is it not even in your top 5? And I'm thinking about things like the Super Bowl, the Final Four, where, or maybe just the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. I know that's important, and that's kind of a separate deal from the Final Four. Where do the 4 days or Masters weekend rank for you in priority of your sports?
I get some flack on this, but it's outside my top 10. I mean, I enjoy. I don't like. I'm going to play golf on Sunday. I don't have to watch. What's the proper way they say it? The final round. I know they have rules out of Augusta. You have to say things a certain way. I mean, I enjoy keeping up with updates and seeing the old videos. And I mean, there's pageantry. It's historic and everything else. But I mean, there's Final Four. There's first and second weekend. There's the Super Bowl. Most weekends of SEC football, I'm way more locked in than this weekend. So it's cool, but it's not like I have to be engaged on everything involving what's going on in Augusta National this weekend.
So you won't plan your activities around coverage this weekend?
No.
See, I will. And I've got some stuff going on, but I will have my tablet with me. I will have the tools that I need to watch wherever I'm at. I will. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will take a fully charged iPad to this seminar today, and at some point during a break or whatever, I will
just during the break. Just during the break.
Well, I paid a lot of money to be here, so I'm going to pay attention. But yeah, I mean, but I want to keep up. Now, Thursday is not as important as Sunday afternoon, and I really, Sunday afternoon when they turn to the back nine, if it's close, that's where you really want to watch. For me, the Masters is well within the top 3, and the Super Bowl's not number 1 for me. I'm with you, and I don't really know how to define SEC football weekends, but I'm with you on that. I think the Masters is probably slightly ahead of the Final Four, but I take the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, maybe put it slightly ahead of the Masters.
And I know,
and I can separate those two things in my head that. The first Thursday through Sunday of the NCAA tournament and the Final Four, in my mind, are like two different events.
And you and I are different, where we both love, we both love to play golf, but I don't have to watch it. Like it's not always entertaining to me. And I would say from and I've said this, and I got some pushback on it, but I had more fun at the Waste Management than I think I ever would at Augusta. just because it's more of like there's a classiness to the Masters that I respect, but I don't necessarily have to engage in, right? And so I'm more of like just the everyday average Joe that the Waste Management's more my cup of tea. And so, like, when it comes to this event each and every, again, I'll pay attention. I'll see what's going on, but I don't have to, again. Every waking moment is not going to be involved in what's happening there this weekend.
Can I ask a second Morning Rush Daily question?
Yeah.
I don't want to do Masters themes tomorrow, but is there any event in sports more steeped in tradition, more steeped in nostalgia than the Masters?
Well, let's think. So Omaha hasn't been around as long, but I feel like that's gained some ground. Final Four moves around every year. Super Bowl moves around every year. Baseball, obviously, depending on what teams make it, from National and the American, it moves around. But and I know this used to be a baseball country. It's not so much anymore, I would say. But I would say just because it's in the same place, the same time every year, that helps elevate it in that sense. So to that question, I think it'd be really hard to argue against it.
And I'll go one further, that it's held at the place that's widely considered the best golf course in perhaps the world. So it's not only in the same place. Everything you said is accurate, but to add to that, it's also held at Augusta National, which a lot of people would give up like their firstborn to get to play at Augusta National. It's very hard to get in and on the grounds, even during tournament week. And
it's nice to know. The club has made,
nice to know you. Exactly. The club has made tremendous strides in accessibility and not being so exclusive over the last 30 years, but it's still the most difficult sports venue in the world to assess a ticket and access a ticket, even to a practice round. You know, they don't have practice rounds for other sports. There's not events where you can go watch the Super Bowl teams practice and you can get a ticket for the Super Bowl practice. So, I mean, golf's got a little bit different, but even those events are extremely hard to get yourself in a position just to see the course. And I would say more people go to see Augusta National than to see the golf. So, I think it's maybe the number one event steeped in tradition in all of sports.
B in Clarksville chimes in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying the Cornhole Finals is pretty close.
Well, I failed to consider that. Yeah,
Seth and Rogers says that Waste Management has way more bros, which is why there
are no bros at the at the Masters.
So. No, I don't think so.
This is the only time of year that I will watch golf on TV because it's
that's a good point.
It's so good. And first of all, there is no nap like a Masters nap. Jim Nantz will just put you right to sleep. Glass of warm milk, good stuff.
He is so good with golf. He's good at everything, but golf is number one for him. So.
Indy 500 is what David says. 100 years plus. That's what his thing is.
And it's held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway every year. So, that's in the conversation. I can get with some of that.
Gavin
Daytona 500, those kind of things.
Yeah.
But those are different cups of tea. One's held out of a quart jar. The other one's more of a, something out of your grandma's china cabinet.
Games in War Memorial Stadium, is that up there?
No,
steeped in tradition.
I'll look
like any other.
They used to be, not as much. All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. Tommy was talking about it earlier. If you want to just kind of see what your swing looks like, if you want to practice, Clay's done this. With Sarah. I know that a lot of others have done it as well. Or you want to play Augusta National? You don't have the money, you can't get in to go to Georgia? Well, you can play it at Cart Pass Social, #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. You can check them out online or on socials, cartpasssocial.com. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Give them a call at 479-487-3622. It is always BYOB. At Cart Path Social.
Yep. Looking here on the Bet Saracen app, there are a ton of Masters options for this weekend. So you can get the Bet Saracen app and individual players, who's going to win the tournament, 72-hole match bet. I mean, round one, I'm just scrolling. There is tons and tons of stuff on here for this weekend. That's the Solheim. We got the Solheim.
Where's Minwoo Leon? There. How far do you have to scroll down? It's my guy.
They don't have they may. I hadn't found it yet. Just a list of odds. for each one. So anyway, it's there. If you want to bet the Masters this weekend, you can do it with Bet Saracen.
Okay. All right. So I've got to share this story. Let's go and get the music going. Did you know that Huey Lewis in the News and Dave Van Horn are linked? Did you know that, Tommy Kraft? Did you know that, Colton Little?
Drop some knowledge on us, Ty.
So
give me a Ty tidbit.
Being the big Huey Lewis fan you are, drop some knowledge on us.
So I got to give credit to listener Randy Stratton, who sent me this long message on Facebook last night. They both played at the rink, which I guess is Starlight Stadium now, back on November 5th, 1983. Dave was his head bartender back then. So this is wild. Arkansas was playing Baylor on November the 5th back in 1983, and Dave Van Horn's there. Apparently Natalie Glover, former Arkansas swimmer, is there as well. And they end up they're trying to promote their sports album release, and the U of A they were trying to play at the U of A stadium, and apparently the U of A told them no. So they ended up playing at the rink back on November 5th, 1983. Apparently, Arkansas was the only college that they said no to them on the national tour. Randy calls it another black eye to our image.
Well, you're not bringing that bar and rock and roll. You're not bringing that beer and rock and roll into the U of A. It's not going to do it.
Apparently not.
That didn't take Frank Broyles long to come to that conclusion either, I promise you.
The show sold out. There was 1,650 people that attended. And again, Dave Van Horn was the main man at the bar that night. It's kind of hard to ask a question about like that because he's in the midst of like a big series this weekend, and maybe I can like at the end of a press conference be like, "Yo, do you remember this back?"
Yeah, start with that.
No.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Coach, I got to ask this question. Clay had me ask him a question in Chapel Hill back in 2022 because he was in the same infield with Carson Shaddy's dad, and he actually enjoyed it. I'd be curious to see if he remembers that. But thank you, Randy, for sharing that story. Randy said that you were giving me a hard time, so he wanted me to have some stuff to actually talk about this morning when it came to Huey Lewis in the News. Huey Lewis in the Noon, Dave Van Horn intertwined. Who knew? Back in 1983 on November the 5th. How about that?
Rock and roll and cold beer going straight to hell. I mean,
see, now you're spouting off all these references that I have no idea. So let's keep it within
back in the 80s, when women couldn't wear pants to church, and if you drank a beer or listened to rock and roll, you were going straight to hell. It's just how it was. That's how we were raised in the 80s.
Don't Baptists still feel that way in 2025?
I don't know that they feel that way. I'll let you wander out into that ocean by yourself.
What should we call it?
Mr. Little Rock Christian.
Well, yeah, non-denominational. Non-denominational. It wasn't a Baptist school. I don't think. Down the road was Arkansas Baptist. But either way, that was a cool story. Thank you, Randy, for sharing. Anytime you want to share a story, you can always send it to us on Facebook or the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. I would love to get a beer or a mixed drink from Dave Van Horn. I bet he made a stiff mixed drink back in the day if I had to guess.
I bet he doesn't have to make many of his own now.
Nope.
I bet that's done for him. I heard Chuck was going crappie fishing this weekend. Actually, I was talking with Chuck yesterday. He's heading down to do some fishing down south, and hope he's got that Bobby Garland baby shad from Pradco. That's what I was telling him. Hey, take that monkey milk flavor or any of the Bobby Garland baby shad, and that will that'll work great to catch the crappie. I hear the crappie are biting really good. So if you're going crappie fishing this weekend, it's the Bobby Garland baby shad. Nothing looks more like a real, like real live bait, or is more productive than the Bobby Garland baby shad. Monkey milk, that's the one you want to load up the live well with those big slabs of crappie. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com is the place, and your favorite tackle stores everywhere. It's the Bobby Garland baby shad from Pradco.
By the way, Randy's going to effort and try and get Huey Lewis on the show. So we'll see if that ends up happening.
Clay, how about the news? Huey Lewis and the News?
And
or just Huey Lewis?
Just you.
Immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath rod replacement sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above the appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory, inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Rod Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Drink responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster. And in the past decade as a roofing contractor, he knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Decisions aren't hard when no matter what you choose, you win. Like with Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Choose from the $5 classic box with iconic favorites like a beefy 5-layer burrito, the $7 Supreme box with the chicken chalupa supreme, and more. Or find new obsessions in the $9 Discovery box. Get yours at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures today will be right around the mid-70s. You can see a few showers or a few thunderstorms across the south with highs near 80. Mainly clear skies tonight, mid to upper 40s. Sunny, cooler, highs in the 60s to near 70 Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
Fort Smith. This is the Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
Whoa! Roll Tide gets a golden star.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
George. My name is Fred Ridley, and on behalf of the membership of Augusta National Golf Club, I'd like to welcome you to the 89th playing of the Masters Tournament. Thank you for being with us.
It's very, very hard to explain. It's hard to put into words.
It's just a very special place.
Even to this day, driving up Magnolia Lane, it just gives me chills.
There's a reason certain places make us feel a certain way.
Next, 50 years after his 5th green jacket, we proudly welcome back our 6-time Masters champion and one of golf's great icons. His historic record at the Masters has provided some of the tournament's most memorable moments. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Nicklaus.
It's a destination for anyone who loves golf to watch their dreams come true.
Everyone's a potential champion at sunrise. At sunset, the list is shorter. Day one is time to make sure you're on the right side of that reckoning, because it'll be a long wait until you get another chance. It is Thursday at the Masters.
This is the Morning Rush.
I said, Georgia.
Is there more of a sporting event steeped in tradition than the Masters weekend? A good question Tommy asked in hour number 1. Tommy, a couple texts we got in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline that I wasn't able to get to that now I can. Kentucky Derby's a good one. Lance and David had that. I think that's a good one. Will and Fort Smith, I cited some college football examples. Saturday night in Death Valley, I will say I was a little disappointed because they just don't care about Arkansas in that game. They should. It was a great game that I saw 2 years ago, but they just don't get up for them like Ole Miss or Alabama. So I feel like I was a little underwhelmed, to be honest. I thought the game in the Swamp was a little more of a better atmosphere, even though that game was at 12. Let's see. The Indianapolis 500, I know we were talking about Daytona a little bit earlier, but those are some of the other examples as we get going in hour number 2 of sports-rich traditions that we get to take in each and every year.
We'll pose that question to Clay Henry coming up in just a few moments. Brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the Fence Man's number. He can get you fixed up with a quote that can show you how they can build a custom gate, custom fencing, custom everything for your project, whether it's a residential project for a small backyard or a large-scale commercial or industrial fence. Getting lots of interest right now in security fencing, and they do a variety of that as well. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Clay, I know you've been up watching early pieces of Masters coverage. Is there a more tradition-rich, nostalgia-ridden event than the Masters?
Probably not, Tommy. And when you go there, you get that feeling, and I'm not sure that it really is captured always appropriately on TV. You just can't see, like, number 14's green's got a buried dinosaur in the middle of it. I mean, it's just a hump that you can't describe, and it doesn't show up on TV. I mean, you see that when the ball starts trickling down one of those slopes, you can kind of tell that. But when you see it in person, or you stand on the tee at number 2 or number 10, and you look down, and the fairway's 500 feet below you or something like that. I don't know. And
number 3 goes straight up a hill. So
yeah, it's just there's a lot of idiosyncrasies, and the fact that they play that tournament there every year makes it unique. I mean, the Players Championship is played at Sawgrass, but it's just not the same. And they keep wanting to say, well, this is the 5th major. Well, okay, you can say that, but it's not like Augusta National. And yeah, it's but the people are they clap politely. There's no heckling.
Let's just play.
Ty would be out of place. He just would. Yeah.
There you go.
And they've got rules. They don't have fans because that suggests that they're fanatical. They have patrons. They don't have a driving range. They have a tournament practice facility. And if you're doing the broadcast, you better get all those things right, or you won't be doing the broadcast anymore.
I did find it interesting. I don't know if you guys heard SVP. He was on Dan Patrick. He kind of is for a shot clock in golf.
The bottom line is, yeah, golf would benefit greatly if there were sort of a clock that we knew when it started and when it hit 0, you get a warning and then you get a penalty because the game does take a long time to get moving.
All right, Clay, Tommy, what do we think of a shot clock in golf? I know when I'm playing, we occasionally get ushered to move along and hurry up, but what do we think about a shot clock in the professional side of things?
I like the idea, I don't know how you would implement it, but yes, I do like the idea that we hurry the game along. I do think that is one thing that, and I think it's gotten worse over the last 2 or 3 years, is the pace of play, because some of these guys are pushing well over 5 hours, in a normal round of golf, and DeChambeau's slow. A lot of these guys have gotten so analytical and looking at numbers and looking at yardages and looking at everything. The pace of play is a problem.
They got to fix it.
I don't know how you do it.
They're not going to do it because the players are in charge of the PGA Tour. There's nobody that can say this is what we're going to do. The CEO of the PGA Tour is not in charge of the PGA Tour, and the player board would have to implement that, and they're not going to do it. And there's some of the guys like Patrick Cantley. I mean, he plays according to a calendar, not a clock. I mean, it's just slow. I mean, he starts to move those feet, and I was like, all right, I can go get me a soda in the kitchen because it's going to be a little while. I can get back, and he still will not have hit it, so or not made the putt. But and they do some things. They need to have range finders. They need to change that. When they hit in the rough and there's not a marker close, and then their caddy takes off and he goes and finds a marker, and then he steps it off and he comes back and, okay, you got this. And now, but what about the wind? Now let's figure the wind. Like when we play ready golf, right? Tommy, when me and you play, it's like boom, boom. Hey, the shots are coming from everywhere. That's okay. Yep. We're going to finish in 3.5 hours and make the cocktail time. That's the most important thing in golf is to make the cocktail time, and whenever that might be. But yeah, they need a shot clock, but it won't happen at Augusta National. That's the last place it's going to happen, because the guys that make the rules at Augusta National are the members at Augusta National. They're not going to have a shot clock there.
Well, speaking of trying to hurry things along, it seems like Arkansas fans want to hurry along the newly improved, what they hope, Razorback roster. I know we got a chance to hear from John Calipari for the first time in a minute yesterday. Here's kind of some of the things he said about this past season.
Really happy with the staff and what we've been able to lay out and how we've been able to do it. retention. We got it. You want young people because I'm not changing who I am. I'm going to continue to recruit the best freshmen in the country.
So there's a key point he made there amongst not just the freshman clip, but I mean, listen to it again.
You'll want retention. We got it.
So that leads me to believe that he's convinced a good chunk of these guys to come back. Now we'll see what plays out in the coming days and weeks. But I mean, if I'm an Arkansas basketball fan, I'm encouraged after I hear that, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get Billy Richmond back. He's going to get Carter Knox back. He's going to get Trevin Brazil back. I mean, that's a nice little core. I mean, I don't, they're going to lose Z. They're going to lose Duthero. I mean, they're going to lose Boogie, but they're going to have those other guys back. And DJ Wagner, I think, is coming back. I would think that you would have already heard something from him if he wasn't, because he's had all this time. And that's interesting because who's going to be the point guard? It's probably, I mean, I think it's going to be Darius Acuff, right?
Yeah.
And DJ, although, you saw that you need more than one point guard. They didn't make it through the season with one point guard. I mean, they had to change half the way through. But, yeah, I'm guessing that they're going to have, the heart of the team back, but they're going to have to bring in some bigs. And now we want that to happen right now, but this takes some time. And the bidding process is going on. That's the, all these top-end bigs are like, well, the longer they wait, the more money they get.
And to go off that, I don't know how you guys feel, but whether it's so just separating some guys in some categories, like the Nate Ament kid, who is a versatile big, 6'9", 6'10", can shoot it, get to the rim. He's the highest left uncommitted player right now in the high school class of 2025. His ceiling is higher, but I would rather have a kid like Nick Pringle or the Malik Ewan kid that I know can play and have success in college basketball. Like, that's a known entity, right? And I don't know how much a minute's going to end up commanding money-wise, but, I mean, if I was Cal and I was the rest of that staff, and whether it's whoever else ends up deciding on the money, I don't know if that's Cofield or whatever, but, guys, I'm investing in guys that I know have played and had success in college basketball. I know you need a combination, but I would be more apt to do it with the older veterans, especially in the front court wise.
I'd take him in a second. I mean, I'd take him in a New York second, the quickest second there is. And I don't care if he's a freshman. I do not care. And freshmen become sophomores. And, it's like you can sign 2-year deals with him. I'm glad you're not in charge, Ty. And they're going to have to pay more than they're paying you. I mean, I know that. And, but yeah, I'd get him and I'd get Pringle. And it's like, you're not going to get just 9. You're going to have a bevy of guys. And the more that are 6'9" or 6'10", the better. And, he's a little bit on the thin side, but I mean, I looked at Florida's bigs and they had some guys that were beefy, but do you say it, Half, Hauf, he's sophomore. He's 205, 210. Condon's 230. I mean, for a 7-footer, he's not big bodied. So I think that the more of those kind of guys that you have, he can shoot a little bit. I don't know why you think you don't want him. I mean, I'm glad you're not in charge.
No, what I'm saying, I mean, the distinction I'm trying to make is if it comes down to investment, because Arkansas, while we may think they have just an unlimited supply of money, if an investment comes down to invest in an older player or an older couple players versus a young guy, then I would probably, especially in the front court, which you named off some guys that are all veterans, they're not freshmen. And we can go up and down Auburn's front court.
Yeah, but you got to be a freshman before you can be a sophomore.
I realize that, Clay. But if you look at the Final Four teams that were competing, their front court guys are not freshmen. They might have some guards that are freshmen.
Freshmen turn into sophomores, Ty.
Clay,
you got to get him.
He's going to be a one and done, man. He's not sticking around for another year. I think most people agree with that.
I take him. I'm glad you're not in charge.
Again, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying,
I'm glad you're not in charge.
Okay, you've reiterated that several times, but what I'm saying
I'll
is,
say it again. I'm glad you're not in charge.
right.
I disagree with you.
Okay, I'm just saying they don't have an unlimited supply
You
of
can
money.
keep saying it too. How many times have you said it?
6. I counted.
Yeah,
6.
I mean,
6 times.
if you say it again, I'm going to say it again. So just stop. That's the way it works.
Tommy, I'm going to go get a drink. I'm not doing this.
Well, why did you keep saying it? It's like you want to be last, don't you? Is that what you're trying to do? Gosh.
Yeah. Hey, if you're craving something sweet and delicious, head over to Andy's Frozen Custards on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They've got 2 locations in Conway, also JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Whether you're looking for chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or maybe your favorite candy bar to be mixed in there, they can do all of that. In fact, they've got the Pick 6 where you don't have to decide on just one. You can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat. Swing by Andy's Frozen Custards today, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway. And don't forget JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custards, walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you. Guys, we've got Georgia this weekend, not only on TV for the Masters, but Georgia is on our minds for baseball this weekend. Clay, I think this is an interesting series. Georgia coming off a sweep and a rough weekend. I've made the point this week, this is a bigger weekend for Georgia than it is for the unanimous number 1 ranked Razorbacks.
Yeah, you make a good point, and I think that they were on the road, lost 3, and that happens in this league. But you have to bounce back and defend your own park. It's an interesting park too. It's kind of small. There's the ball flies out of there. The wind blows out most of the time at Athens, and the way they've got it set up, and you can hit home runs. They lead the country in home runs. Arkansas's 3rd. Arkansas's pitching is better than Georgia. That might be the difference, but you're going to have to score some runs in that park, and we'll see if the Arkansas offense stays hot.
Yeah. We had Landon Biocheese on earlier, and we were talking about the analytics. I was trying to relate it to golf and the fact that we all get on simulators now, and if you really want to study your golf swing, there's so much science out there to do that. Baseball's been doing it probably. I mean, golf's had it for a while, but it's been prominent in baseball now for several years, probably closer to 10 at the collegiate level. And I think that, for me, that's the only way I can really understand, kind of what they go through in that pitching lab. And he was just talking about, you throw a pitch, you look, and you kind of figure out the spin and the rotation. And it's a great way to work on a new pitch. I thought he gave us some great insight in hour 1 on, how they work on things over in that laboratory.
They've got really 2 great minds over there to help Matt Hobbs, DJ Baxendale and Zach Barr, and they have all that analytics down. I'm surprised they've been able to keep both those guys, and a big league team hasn't taken them, but they can figure out where it's making its biggest move. In other words, you want it to jump when it gets into the hitting zone. A big looping one isn't the same as one that looks like a fastball and then it moves 6 inches at the end, and I mean you just pound it into the ground. But they also figured out, the spin rate that makes it move up in the zone at the end, and that's kind of what Landon does. He pitches up in the zone, and you think, oh, he's going to give up some home runs. Yeah, he does, but he didn't walk anybody, and he gets a lot of fly ball outs. Now, it's going to be that's one of the guys that has to, do I pitch high in the zone at Georgia where fly balls are home runs more so than any place else in the league? So he has to think about what kind of adjustment am I going to make to pitch to their lineup.
Yeah. So, I don't. What's the approach is probably not a great way to phrase a question, but how do you go in? What's the mindset going into this weekend? You got Georgia, then you got A&M, and you're starting to run down to where you don't have as many midweek games. But seems to me like you can really put your foot on the gas in the SEC driver's seat if you can win 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Yeah, I think you're right. In the you got to win one. That's the main thing in these kind of situations when you play one of the other leaders. And
don't get swept. Is that
don't
the,
get
maybe
swept.
the don't
yeah,
get
that's,
swept?
Yeah. Well, don't have what Georgia had when they went to Texas. They got swept. Arkansas swept Vanderbilt. I mean, those are crushers. And now I look at their record. They're 11-1. They've got could they go 500 in conference play the rest of the way? And you think, oh, well, that's not any good. Well, that gets you to 20. Anytime you get to 20, 21, 22, you're talking about an SEC championship or a top 8 national seed, and that's the critical aspect. That's the goal. Everybody says, well, the goal is to win the conference. No, the goal is to be a national seed, so you stay at home. And then the other critical aspect is you just want to stay healthy. Just want to keep your horses. Yeah.
And to me, it's stay healthy. And I think not having that one dominant figure on the pitching staff is maybe put pressure on everybody else to, hey, I've got to give my best when I'm out there. I'm not saying the guys before he hadn't, but I think there's been some relying on a Kevin Kopps or a Blaine Knight kind of dominant figure. I don't think this staff really has one, but as long as the hitting doesn't go completely ice cold 1 through 9, and I can't see that happening. Maybe one or two guys struggle here and there, and that switches around. I think Arkansas is a hard out because there's no places in their hitting in their order to really hey, well, I'll pitch around this guy to get to that guy. You're going to have some guys that cool off a little bit, Clay, but there is not many soft spots in this lineup.
That's solid thought there. I would argue that over the last 3 games, especially the last 2, Zach Root's been an ace. I mean, what he did at Vanderbilt, and I mean he's had 3 dominant SEC performances that tell you that he's got that. He's got 4 pitches, and he's got a curveball that is just dynamite, and his fastball in the 7th inning at Vanderbilt was 96. In the 7th inning. Now that's as good as it gets, and they didn't touch him. That was a shutout on the road in a tough place to play, unique park. So I'm not sure they don't have that, that ace guy. He didn't do it, a couple of times. But we'll see if he has another game like that. I might tell you that they do have an ace. Yeah. A Friday night, or I guess he's going to be a Thursday night guy after this week.
All right, the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party is this weekend. It's going to be in Rogers. Our friends at Wheels RV, Lee J, and their crew are going to be putting this together with Moix. All the top brands we've been telling you about, like Grand Design, Jayco, Winnebago, Catalina Vibe, Flagstaff, Coachman. I mean, it's a long list of all the best RVs that are out there going to be in one location. If you know where Nukes is, on Pauline Whitaker Parkway, it's right behind there, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway. This weekend, going to have financing on hand, going to have bounce houses for the kids, variety of vendors, so it's going to be a lot of fun. They put the word party in there for a reason. They're going to make it a fun event for you to be at. So if you're interested and in the market right now for an RV or a fifth wheel, they've got it at the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, presented by Wheels RV and Moix RV. Again, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers. We're going to have your SEC update on the way. We're keeping an eye on the Masters, which has got early action happening right now in Augusta, Georgia. And Georgia is going to be at the center, I think, of a lot of Arkansas fans' minds this weekend with baseball in Athens, golf in Augusta. Clay, it's going to be a busy weekend. It's going to be a 2 TV weekend is what it's going to be. You're going to have some way, 2 screens in front of you to keep up.
Yeah, I got so fired up about golf. This week I went and joined at Big Creek Country Club, and I'm just like, this is one of my most favorite weeks of the year. It was my dad's favorite week, as he always went, but it's the back 9 on Sunday. That's it's like, okay, clear the deck, make sure that's there's nothing else going on, and I'm gonna. I hope it's a shootout with Rory and Scotty. I hope that's what happens. That's what everybody's saying is going to happen, but it's something seems to happen in the first 3 rounds that doesn't put the two studs there. I mean, there's always a surprise to me at Augusta, somebody on the leaderboard that you didn't think was the guy.
Yeah.
So, but this is a fun week. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, we'll hit the break here in just a second and get you ready for the SEC update. I want to remind you today is that trip down memory lane. If you like nostalgia, you're going to like it at Joe's Grill and Cantina today. The Cuco's platters are back. They do them every Thursday. You'll find one that's full of flavor and full of those old memories from the days that started it all at Joe's Grill. The Cuco's platters, you can taste some of the memories from the past and the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's Grill and Cantina. Don't miss out on a delicious reunion all day long today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps. It's 8:24. Glad you are here. Your SEC update is next on the Morning Rush.
Whoop, 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 meow. Whoop, 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 meow. Whoop, whoop, meow. Whoop, 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 meow. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
This is the Morning Rush.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Yes, anything else before I jump on a plane and get home?
This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Ride Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get up to $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory, inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Ride Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen.
because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas. Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Well, baseball obviously is at the forefront of a lot of people's minds when they're thinking the SEC for this weekend. We've talked about Arkansas heading to Athens, Georgia for this weekend. I think the other place, Clay, people got their eyes tuned to is going to be Tennessee and Ole Miss. That's another matchup of two top 5 teams this weekend in the SEC.
Yeah, Ole Miss, after Arkansas went in there and won 2 of 3, everybody kind of went to sleep on them, and they can score, and they've got good starting pitching, and they're I think that their coach really understands how to manage a pitching staff, and they're very much a part of what's going on in the SEC. You look at Arkansas and Texas atop the league, but there's about 4 or 5 other teams that are just poised to see who gets hot. And then you look at Arkansas' schedule, and you know that they're facing the back end of their schedule. And I think you mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, Tommy, that they've got to get out to a hot start because they're it's going to be Texas, LSU, and Tennessee at the end. Now, 2 of those are at home. But, yeah, you kind of, you hope that the other teams are beating each other up a little bit, that gives you some room. You don't want somebody to get hot.
Yeah. Generally, Thursday nights are reserved to start series that they think are maybe a little more marquee. The 4 teams that play tonight in the 2 different series have a combined 6 SEC wins. Missouri's 0-12. They go to Gainesville, Florida, a surprising down start at least, and going to be a down season for Florida. They are 1-11 in the league. Then in College Station, the Aggies are 3-9, and they host South Carolina, who are 2-10 so far through 12 games of SEC play. Surprising to see some brand names in the SEC, Clay, on pretty hard times right now to begin SEC play.
The only thing I can figure when you look at those 2, series starting on Thursday is that they want to throw everybody a bone and they want to get them out of the way early.
Well, they don't,
so to speak.
They don't do it like football where they kind of schedule a few weeks out. They do it before the season begins, and If they had to do that over, they might do it differently.
Yeah, and you thought Florida would be pretty good, and they've struggled. And obviously Texas A&M was the national runner-up with a lot of players back, and they've had some injuries. Now I will say the Aggies are starting to kind of figure it out a little bit. They've got good players. And I would say Florida has good players. Now, I don't know what you want to say about Missouri and South Carolina. South Carolina is obviously rebuilding under Maneri and need a little bit more pitching help. And Missouri is, they had to have a walk-off to beat UAPB. We know what UAPB has been. So I don't know what they're thinking about playing Missouri on a Thursday night.
Yeah. Texas and Kentucky this weekend in Lexington. That's probably not the best matchup, but another important weekend for the second-ranked Longhorns. Mississippi State goes to Tuscaloosa to take on the 12th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama 7-5 in the league, kind of closer to the middle of the pack, but still ranked 12th in the country. And then the other interesting series, I mentioned Tennessee and Ole Miss. That's a battle of two top 10s. A battle of two top 11s, if you will. Number 3 LSU, who has a record equal to Arkansas's at 31-3 on the year and 10-2 in league play. A game back of the conference leaders, takes on Auburn, who's 6-6 in league play, ranked 11th in the country, and has won 23 of their 33 games on the year. So that's another one on the Plains is LSU and Auburn. Can Auburn win 2 of 3 against the Tigers?
Yeah, they got after Alabama last weekend. I'm talking about Auburn. So they're talented and they can hit. And that's one of those parks that you can score runs in bunches. I mean, the left field fence is about 290 feet away. It's it's the Green Monster type deal, and you can just hit fly balls out there, and they're either home runs or they're off the wall for a double. So that gets interesting. If you haven't played there and don't understand it, it can, that's a home field advantage, I guess is what I'm getting at for Auburn.
All right. That's your SEC updates brought to you by our friends at Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance to Riley Farms. Every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family is just one call away, and we're talking braces, implants, cosmetics, general dental services. Plus, they offer the Snore Guard as well. If you saw logs at night and your wife's ready to kick you out to the guest room or onto the couch, call about the Snore Guard. Get $300 off when you call right now and get your appointment towards the Snore Guard. Just tell them you heard it here on the Morning Rush. 479-226-3500 is the number, 226-3500, or go to valleyfamilydental.com. That's valleyfamilydentalpractice.com as well to make your appointment at Valley Family Dental. Keeping an eye on the Masters here as they kind of giving us some bonus coverage during Sports Center. Some of the leaders are closer to getting on the tee box. Let's see, it'd be 11:36 there in Augusta, Georgia right now. Still a lot of afternoon times and times before 2 o'clock to see them get off the first tee. I'm waiting for them to put a more recent scoreboard up, but it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch them at Augusta right now.
Yeah, the leaders is -4 through the turn, and I'm not even
Scheffler's
sure
2 under.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler's 2 under, and he's on the 5th.
Aaron Rye is 4 under. He's got 4 birdies, no bogeys, 32 on the front. I think the front's the harder side, Tommy. There's more birdie opportunities on the back. And I'm looking to see if Nico Echeverria, who's a Razorback, is he hasn't teed off yet, or maybe he has. I'll find his score.
Looks like he's +2 right now.
2 after 10. He's +2 after 10. Let's see what he did. Bogey, birdie. 6, 7, and 8. So he's and he bogeyed number 10. So.
Yeah.
3 bogeys, 1 birdie for Nico, and he won 2 times in the last year, and was red hot, at the first of the year, and he's kind of cooled off a little bit. It's all about timing for Augusta. There's some guys that have their short game. Who do you like, Tommy? Who's your pick this week at the Masters?
It's hard not to pick Scheffler, but that's easy. McIlroy's the matchup, like you said, everyone wants to see. when they turn to the back nine. I'm not big on the live guys, but Brooks Koepka is always someone you better keep an eye on as well. So I guess Koepka would be maybe the less mentioned name that I might go with.
I watched the Masters live on the Golf Channel last night for about 3 hours, and Brandel Chambly broke down Scheffler's game, and everybody knows that he's the best ball striker, tee to green. But he said that's what he really does well, and what serves him best at Augusta is that his chipping, like 50-yard and in, all those little delicate touch shots around the green with slope shape, going away from you, and the green speed that last year and the year before, he was number 2 and number 3 on the world rankings in chipping coming in. And, he missed, 6 weeks with the cut hand. He was, broke the wine glass while he was trying to press out ravioli on Christmas Eve, and he had to have his hand surgically repaired. And he's probably spent a lot of time, on his long game and his putting and maybe not chipping. Well, now he's ranked 58th in the world in chipping. So he's like, but that doesn't mean anything. Everybody's still picking him. But it'll be interesting to see if that short game holds up, because that is the critical aspect around the greens at Augusta. There's sometimes you need to miss the green. You don't need to go at that pin, and then you have to get it up and down.
All right, that Masters update brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a second location in Salisaw, right across from the courthouse. They can better serve all their friends in Sequoia and LaFleur counties. And, of course, 13 years of experience in Arkansas with slip and fall cases, car wreck cases, dog bite cases, and family law is the specialty for Jackie as well. So if you find yourself in need of an attorney to help you with any of those matters, a civil or criminal matter, Jackie is there for you. 479-769-1505 is the number. They also understand you don't have $5,000 laying around for a retainer, so they'll work with you on easy down payments and easy monthly plans and give you a flat fee so you know what it's going to cost. That's Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505 or mocklegalsolutions.com. So we'll keep an eye on that for our halftime coming up, and I know they'll be looking at Matt's a little more in tune with the golf. May not be Phil's cup of tea, but I think Phil understands the importance of this, and I know he'll be talking a lot about the other thing happening in Georgia, like we said this weekend, is the Razorbacks and the Georgia Bulldogs. Good place to watch and unwind and relax and keep up with the Masters this weekend would be at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number at Gaston's. They can always take care of everything you need for the perfect trip. They have 80 private cabins and lodges that you can stay in, so no two experiences are going to be alike. If you got 4 with you or 2 or 24 with you, they can figure out the right accommodations to take care of you and your crew. 870-431-5202. Talk about traditions. There's none better than Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler.
jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I put my blue jeans on. I put my blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
Blue jeans on. I put my blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the Morning Rush.
As you kids would say, we're not even mid. You like that? That make me sound cool? Make me sound young?
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Attention business owners, are you overpaying for your website, dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You can pay for free.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first call game in my life, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least they go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
We're talking about traditions. earlier in sports and what could equal or match the Masters, the Kentucky Derby was brought up. That's a good one. I can get on board with some of that. Obviously, it's kind of held at the same venue. Speaking of the Kentucky Derby, we're not quite done with horse racing at Oaklawn. They got a big weekend coming up this weekend with racing Friday through Sunday. And don't forget live racing all the way through the final Kentucky Derby day. So don't miss any of that at Oaklawn that's coming up for you here over the next few weeks. So the Kentucky Derby. Download the Oaklawn Anywhere app in the Apple app or Google Play Store. You can do that. Go to bet.oaklawn.com for Android users. You can get the app, and you can use the promo code RUSH25, RUSH25, and that will get you a $150 sign-up bonus when you start now with Oaklawn. So the Kentucky Derby on the way in just a few weeks. Was that May the 3rd or the 2nd? I can't remember which first Saturday there as far as the day, but obviously it's first Saturday. May 3rd will be our day for the Derby. Be there and enjoy it in person and watch it on the simulcast at Oaklawn. And get that Oaklawn Anywhere app. Just looking at the Masters, 4 under par is R-A-I is the guy's last name. I'm not as familiar with him as you are.
It's Aaron Rye. Yeah. So Tommy, you're right about the Kentucky Derby, and the Masters being traditions. I had somebody text me a little while ago, and I don't buy into this, but they said the Tour de France. And then another guy sent me, now this is really bizarre, but he's really fired up about the dog sled Iditarod or something like that. It's like those traditions. I'm not going there with him. I mean, it's just like, then somebody else, the running of the bulls. I'm not going there for that either. I'm not going. No. So, yeah.
Those are some good ones. Yeah. I mean, Scheffler, 2 under par, maybe clearly the most notable name anywhere near the top of the leaderboard. But now's not time for leaderboard watching as yet. I know, Clay, I know a lot of people. You mentioned your dad earlier. I think you got to play at Augusta, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something a lot of people would trade in a lot of valuable things in their life. Maybe a firstborn to get a chance to not just see the course, but play the course.
Yeah, I was at the Tulsa World, and I was covering the Masters, and I went with in other words, drove to Little Rock, and then we drove to Augusta, so rode with him, and we stayed at Holiday Inn on Washington Avenue. I'll never forget that. And they draw 40 names from the media pool to play on Monday, and we thought we might be able to do that, so that's why we drove, had our clubs with us. And we didn't get drawn, so Monday morning we're loading up, packing up, getting ready to go, and 6 a.m. and drive back home, 14 hours, whatever it is. And a lady came from the front desk and said, there's a call for Mr. Henry. And it's like, well, we're both Mr. Henry. And my dad says, probably me. Went down, and it was Jack Stevens. And he said, you guys need to be at the course at 10 o'clock, and y'all are going to be the last group off in the media deal. So we got to play, and it was as fun a deal as I for both of us. And so I could tell you what I'd shot, but it doesn't really matter.
All these years later, Clay, it just matters that you played. It's a hard course. It's a hard course. Tommy's catching another flight. He's a busy man, traveling around with all the business here to keep ESPN Arkansas afloat. Clay, we got just a couple of minutes left here today. Big series coming up on the weekend against Georgia. Real quick, give me your final thoughts on what the series is going to look like and what you think Arkansas needs to do to walk out of Athens with 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the weather, but the wind usually blows out there, and it's a small park, so there's going to be a lot of 8-6 games, 10-9, 10-8. You're going to score some runs, I think. Arkansas's got the offense to do that. Mm-hmm. Georgia leads the country in home runs. A lot of that is because of that that park in Athens. They need to bring their hitting shoes.
Yeah, absolutely, Clay. And that's one thing that you mentioned right there. This offense this year has been really a refreshing sight. Past couple years, it seems like it's been one of the more sputtering phases of the game for the Razorbacks. But this year, it's kind of the inverse of that. Your offense is really bringing those pitchers along, and you don't really have a superstar standout ace like you have in the past. It's really getting it done by committee here, Clay, and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, I like Zach Root for the opening night pitcher, and hopefully Logan Maxwell, his hamstrings are okay. You know, they kind of nursed him through last weekend, number 3 hole hitter. So we'd like to see Logan in the lineup. That's a lefty that can hit it out. So, you know, it's getting fun in SEC baseball. We played 12 games, and Arkansas is at 11-1, right where you want to be.
Yes, sir. Hey, when the weather warms up, that means a couple of things. It's about time for the Masters to tee off, and it's definitely baseball season. Clay, thanks for spending some time with us on this morning. Yes, sir. We appreciate your time. Those great stories, as always, your great insight. For everybody here on ESPN Arkansas in the Morning Rush, we thank you for our time this morning. For Tommy Kraft, for Ty Richardson, it's Colton Little here saying good morning. We got Phil Elson and Matt Jones coming up here on halftime. They got all the details from the Masters coming up. Phil will give you great insight on the Bulldogs and Razorbacks squaring off in Athens. Stick around right here, ESPN Arkansas. It's the Morning Rush. We got halftime coming up next.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new?